That is a bad man, and obviously we love him around here because it's been Conor McGregor week. Let's welcome in the man who says he's the face of the UFC, the notorious Conor McGregor, hanging out with us here on APG. In one of the UFC promos for this fight has been airing, you said that you come from a long line of Irish warriors. Can you elaborate on that for us?
Yeah, my family, my ancestors originated from the Scottish Highlands, where back in the day when they fought for their independence, for the Scottish independence, they've done battle in the Scottish Highlands in 1692, particularly with William Wallace, you may remember from a film, Braveheart. My ancestors fought alongside Wallace in the fight for freedom against the English intruders, and it is something that runs in my family's history. We have been fighting since day one, and I have become obsessed with that a little bit because it kind of reiterates what I am doing here. It reiterates to me that I am on the correct path my family was on before me. You know, only this time it's in the modern era. We are not on fields anymore. We are in the octagon. We are in arenas filled with thousands of people, with millions of people viewing. So it definitely gives me that added motivation, you know, that I am on the right path.
So you were born to fight. It's in your blood. You love to fight in or out of the octagon, huh?
Yeah, I believe it's in me. I love to compete, and you know, it's something that is in me. You know, like I said, my ancestors have been doing it way before me, and I am simply carrying my family's name with pride.
Let's talk about this fight coming up, man, because I've heard some comments that you've said about this guy, Dennis Siver. How do you personally, honestly, feel about your opponent?
Honestly?
Honestly, keep it real with us.
Yeah, you know, I will keep it real, you know. Maybe weeks ago or maybe a couple of months back when the fight first got announced, I looked into Dennis's history and his history of substance abuse, and when he used masking agents to hide the substance, you know, that for me, that's a deeper level of cheating. Whatever about other, in certain situations with the testosterone replacement therapy, and that is a different kind of situation. But when you're masking the substance, you're trying to hide it, and that for me doesn't sit right. As far as I am aware, he could have evolved his hiding abilities, and he could be entering this contest on something as it is. So I have no feelings towards Dennis. You know, then I wanted vengeance almost. I wanted to hurt him, retire him, cut him, but as the days draw closer to the fight, the face and the person become non-existent. The facial structure becomes almost blurred. It becomes blank. And it is simply a body type in front of me that I must assess its movement, assess its reaction, which I have done. And that is why I have given my prediction of a 2-minute finish inside the 2-minute frame, judging by my opponent's reactions, judging by his movements. I feel the shot I will need to land will happen 4 or 5 times over in that 2-minute time frame. So
you feel like he could be going into this fight still using some masking agents? Does that give you concern that you're going in? I know they're going to be testing for the fight, but what if he comes out as the victor and he's cheating?
It certainly doesn't worry me, because you cannot put that stuff on your chin. It's that simple. You cannot put it on your chin. So when I crack you into the chin, it does nothing. That stuff does nothing for you. If anything, it weakens the mind. It's weakness using that. So he can be on whatever he wants. For me, I don't mind what people, whatever they take. You know, coming in against me, when I hit you, you fall, and that is as simple as that. But I'm just, you know, he went into a contest with knowing in his mind that he was on something against another man, and with an edge, knowing, and the other opponent unknowing. That to me doesn't sit right with me, if I am being completely honest. It's not right.
I admire how you feel about anybody that cheats in any sport. So I imagine, like, Seaver's birthday was yesterday. I imagine you didn't get him anything for his birthday. But if you were forced to get him something for his birthday, what would it be?
If I was forced to get him something for his birthday, there's a good one. I don't know what I would get. Again, I'm just trying to block his little mush out of my head, because they put him on the embedded He hasn't really been around for the promotion, as I'm sure you guys are aware. It has been McGregor Mania this week. But they gave him a little couple of minutes slot on an embedded series that the UFC releases, and I swear to God, I couldn't even look at the guy for more than 2 minutes. He's a weird-looking gremlin type of creature. I don't know whether it is the narcotics he was taking that has deformed his head slightly, or he just looks like a weird, oddly-looking individual. So maybe I would buy him a trip to a plastic store. I don't know what I would do.
Oh,
to him,
wow. Wow.
I'm gonna stiffen him up, and that's his birthday present from me.
Or maybe
nice
he needs a mask. But, you know, I do have to ask you about a plastic surgery. You got a little nick on your nose yourself.
A mask.
Yeah.
A mask.
Yeah, maybe a mask with the plastic surgery. I like that, too, because you got a little nick. What's going on with the little nick?
A brown paper bag.
He might be a Knicks fan, too. So you got a little nick on your nose. What's going on there? That's not going to affect the fight at all, is it?
No. It's just a graze from training. You know, it must have been from the Velcro strap off of the glove. These things happen when you train. Make no mistake about it. I'm coming in here prepared to lay claim that I am the featherweight champion. I am the future 2-weight world champion. I am the face of this organization, and I have put the work in. This is just a graze on my nose from hard training, but it is absolutely nothing. I feel the cold weather maybe is slowing down the healing process or making it look a little bit worse than it is, but it is simply a graze.
Like, Conor,
Trust me, after the fight, Dennis will look a hell of a lot worse.
Oh, wow. Conor, I love your attitude. I love your personality. I love your brashness. But is what you see what you get? If I were to ask your best friend, somebody who's been knowing you your entire life, who is the real Conor McGregor, what would he tell me?
Yeah, I feel I'm getting there. I feel I am. You know, it's a funny thing what a camera can do to an individual. When you put it in a room, it makes people react differently. It has a weird effect on the universe, I feel. But I find that I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with the camera being around and in my face all the time. I am my own person. I am always this way. If you ask me a question, I will answer it truthfully. And that is who I am.
I love that. I love that. All right, so if you win, you get Jose Aldo, the champion. How much are you thinking about that right now?
This is another question that keeps popping up. I don't think about the individual. I do not do this. Sometimes you hear in the fight game that you hear that these fighters have been preparing their whole life to face this individual. You hear that a lot. But for me, I don't do this for one specific individual. I fight for myself. So, and as far as I'm concerned, I entered this organization as a 2-weight world champion, and I vacated those belts when I signed with the UFC. So in my mind, I am still a 2-weight world champion, and I contest these belts every time I compete. So Aldo is not in my thought frame. You know, the events are in my thought frame. Next up is Boston. The following one is the world title in Dublin, Croke Park. You know, that's what we're looking at. These are the things that fill my mind. As far as the competitors and the individuals, I do not see anything that troubles me. I do not see anything that makes me stop and think about the individual, because I do not feel that there is anything that will trouble me.
Everything you say, we actually believe. Conor McGregor, we enjoy you inside and outside of the octagon. Thanks for hanging out with us here on APG. It is your week, so thank you for stopping by, and we look forward to your fight on Sunday night on Fight Night.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.